presentation. Can you share the lecture, Nala?
Yep.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's webinar with Nala and myself, which is about the topic of networking. So we're going to network online. It's a bit unusual, but we're going to do it. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Dr. Shiva, hi. Mariam, Dr. Mayor, Dr. Madiye Safari, one of our new members. So we'll give you a warm welcome in a second. Good evening. So I think for tonight, it would be lovely if you could put your video on. I should have given you a little heads up beforehand. But yeah, it's lovely if you can put your video on. You'll have to unmute yourself on a few occasions so we can practice as well. So we're going to make it super interactive tonight because our goal is to help you with networking. It sounds simple, but sometimes we are uncomfortable when we network and we don't know what to say and we don't know what to get out of it. Networking is so important, especially in Dubai, because it's very often not what we know, but who we know. So we're going to work with this tonight and we're going to be practicing. So let's get started. First of all, maybe I'd like to give a warm welcome to Dr. Madiye Safari, who's a new member with us tonight. Dr. Madiye, would you like to introduce yourself maybe to the group as well? Great. Hi, Doctor. How are you?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Well, I'm really excited to have joined this group, and yeah, let's get started.
Amazing, thank you. So Dr. Safari, she is an aesthetic doctor and she's also a trainer on the topic of cosmeceuticals and other topics for some of the training centers here. So welcome, and I'm sure you'll get to know the other members tonight. It's the perfect session to get started with because this is about networking. So we're all going to network with each other tonight. Nala, would you like to give a quick introduction as well about tonight's session? What we want to get out of it?
Yeah, and let me also quickly introduce myself for those who don't know me. I am Nala. I am a marketing professional. I've been working in Anata clinics and hospitals for about 2 years, specifically in Dubai. I help doctors with personal branding, clinics with 360 marketing, etc. And yeah, I'm really excited for tonight's session. I think it's going to be an awesome one. I think this is probably going to be the most interactive one yet. I think networking is one of the most powerful marketing tools, be it for a clinical brand or for a personal brand. So I think this is a really important one.
Great, thank you. Yes, so we're excited to do this. It's the first time because we believe that the power of this community group as well is for you to hopefully like make strategic connections with each other, but also make strategic connections when you attend the event. You never know who you might meet. So not what you know, it's who you know, especially in Dubai. So we're going to give you a really quick introduction about why we are talking about networking tonight and why it's so important as a doctor, how to network. So a summary of our recommendations when it comes to your networking. Networking is basically a way of putting yourself out there, right? So when you put yourself out there, people start knowing you. They start talking about you. The more you put yourself out there, especially in Dubai, where it's a small city, you will see that maybe you'll find the same people in the same places, and then you'll know people in common, and then people will start to say, oh yes, you know, I met this doctor last night and she does this and it might be good for you to meet her. So it's actually a form of indirect word of mouth marketing for yourself as well. Of course, what I'm very interested in, and I put it in the center, it's the cross referral opportunity. So if you want like direct takeaways from your networking, you might want to say, well, I want to network because I want to find doctors who are willing to refer patients to me. Or I want to network because I want to meet reliable, reputable clinic owners that maybe I can do collaborations with, or maybe I can find a career opportunity there. Or you might even just meet a colleague who opens doors for you, to their clinics, or open doors for you to a community group, open doors for you to some ideas. So usually, the best ideas and opportunities come from people that we meet. So we need to know how to network and how to get the best out of it.
Yeah, and if I can add something small here as well, I think in this region of the world specifically, networking plays such a major role. Now, when you look at areas like Europe or the States, it's much less relevant, you'd find. You'd find that here, in order for you to find the next position, in order for you to book your next patient, you don't need to go through so many layers as in the West. Here, you find that just by knowing the right general manager, just by knowing the right marketing lady, just by knowing the right doctor, you can actually get to exactly where you want to get to. So I think particularly in this side of the world, we definitely need to know how to network.
Yeah, yeah. Dubai is very like face to face and verbal, there is less protocols here. Okay, so we go with that.
Yep.
So where to network? So tonight we're going to cover a few scenarios, but I'd like to maybe hear from you as well. What are the places where you feel that you can get the most networking out of it, or maybe that you didn't think of becoming part of? So of course, conferences are the obvious. So any conferences from your own specialty field, like dermatology or dentistry or aesthetic medicine. This includes, of course, Invicta marketing conferences and business-related conferences, but also you can network online. So we talked a little bit about it last week, and we this week because education is repetition. So LinkedIn is your best network in order to network. So on LinkedIn, you can literally search for people that you'd like to network with, and you're able to instantly connect with them. And then you actually have what we call simply networking events. There's more and more of them in the city, and there's lots of groups of people that get together on a regular basis. Could be around the topic of sports, could be around the topic of arts, could be around the topic of just socializing. There's also a lot of like female groups that get together, women in business, all sorts. And of course, this community is just an example of them. So is there any other ideas that you have, guys? Anyone on the group tonight that any activity that you do where you get a lot of networking opportunities? Or what? Or the second question is, from these options, which one would help you the most in tonight's session for your networking to be effective? Is it at conferences? Is it online? Or is it at...
I personally, networking events where there are two types of networking. One would be to meeting up with other healthcare professionals who would refer. I think that is might work, but it's more like long-winded. For me, the networking events work better where my potential clients are there because they can see me, I can talk to them directly, and then because I connect with people really well. I mean, I enjoy, I just love that. Naturally, it comes to me. So then because in England, when I go to the networking events, for example, we have the Cheshire Club, those kind of where business women, not just, some of them are mainly like coffee places, but these are like business women, CEOs of businesses who get together either for a charity or something like that. And then it's very easy for me to start talking to them and then give them my business card because all of them are dressed nicely, and I can easily say that, if you want your bit of sparkle in your smile, here's where you come. So it is very easy for me to connect with them. I find, this route of meeting with, like in Dubai, on the LinkedIn one was to buddy up with or collaborate with other, for example, ENTs, and then get, I think that is going to be a harder route for me. So that's okay for people, for some clinicians who want bulk. I don't want bulk, you see. I have done my bulk because I'm in that the career stage of my career that I just want the cream because I've done all that. I've done the donkey's work. I don't want the donkey's work anymore. So for me, I just want to be connecting directly with my type, the people of who I would want to treat, and just I can cherry pick because I just want one or two smile makeovers per week, which is not even one would do me because I don't want bulk, you see. I really want to spend my time with my client, making sure that they get the best quality. So for me, it's quality over quantity. So I
Yeah.
think the route with Via is not working for me. Although I'm connecting, but I'm finding it's too much admin work for me, which I don't have time for. I did ask
Yeah,
him about
yeah,
that.
great.
You know, I just want to speak to my client because I know I can do much better than going via somebody else. It's to me, it's more tedious.
True.
So
True. I think that, and that's the nice thing about marketing is that you can literally find what suits you where you're at. Like it doesn't have to, it's no one size fits all, you know what I mean? So it's really wonderful to find that you know what works for you, which is let's
yeah,
say the women in business marketing events
yeah,
Yeah,
style of networking, which I think is a really successful way of definitely, I mean, getting potential patients through, be it maybe not necessarily strategic relationships, but through literally direct marketing.
yeah, in your face. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that works better
nice.
for me. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So I think that's a great point to start off this session because yes, like obviously if you networking with colleagues, doctors, they're basically a means to an end, right? So they're a means to an end for you to get more patients, or you can just try and connect directly with patients, which basically are anyone in the city
yeah. I
and
find that.
anybody who
Yeah,
fits your target. So again, yeah, define your goals. Like this is very important. Like we do this in business, right? Before we launch anything, we set up our business vision and our vision. So what are your goals? Who do you want to target and how you're going to get to them? But yes, I love, yeah, CEO women's clubs. Like think about it. Like what are your typical clients and
mm,
where they hang out and
yeah.
from
Because
those
I
places.
know where they hang out, you see. I know where they hang out. In Dubai, I'm finding a little bit of yeah, it's like I need to find them. Yeah, which it's difficult because I'm new. I'm relatively new there.
Yeah.
So yeah, any suggestions if you have any those kind of
Well, I'm making a note as we speak. Like, I think we could do a session just on that, where there's actually like high net worth people hanging out or women's hanging out. Like, we could draw a list of like those cool events and places.
A thousand
But I
percent.
think you have to find like let's see what Nala has to say on that. But what comes to my mind is find, um, of course, like you say, it's women maybe who dress well, who have like some kind of disposable income, but where do these people hang out and for what purpose that maybe you have something in common with them?
yeah.
That to network when you have
Yeah.
something in common with those people.
Because we had this one, I was here that I'm in England now. So we were in this International Women's Day. So we had this amazing local Cheshire club who did something for International Women's Day. And then they had a charity which was called Prevent Breast Cancer. So we all were there for that, to make money for the breast cancer. So all businesses, and I had a little stall there where I was offering whoever's going to sign up today, we will give the charity the money. So it was all of a sudden, it was more of a cause rather than just going and having your smile done, you see? So that, and then it gave me, we did a raffle as well, like a raffle.
Nice.
So everybody, pretty much all businesses had donated a prize to the raffle. So we did the raffle tickets, and then because everybody likes to, even if you are,
Yeah.
no matter what stage you are, people like to receive something. We are here, we've spent, okay, maybe how much was it? Maybe £70 for the was it a lunch? For the lunch. But it's nice to just take something back. So it was
Exactly.
different prizes. So when I gave three prizes away, one was 2 weeks whitening, and then two were like complimentary consultations worth 3D worth £180 each. So then it gives me a chance to just stand up and say, okay, lovely winner. This is me, this is Aisha, just to, then everyone in the audience can see my face. Oh, right, okay, she looks like a friendly face. I would like to go and see her because I needed this as well.
Exactly.
Not
Yeah.
just the people who won the prizes, it was the other ladies who connected as well. And then after the lunch, we were all just mingling, talking to each other, just like different going around different tables, just introducing each other. So I think that was quite nice. And there
Yeah,
was
and there's so many other ones like that in Dubai, and I think the best way to go about finding them is literally by finding the one, and then once you find the one, all of those
yeah,
ladies put you in touch with a
yeah,
million
yeah,
other ones.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
I have a couple of ones that I have in mind. Maybe Servan, you're right. Let's do a session on that, and we'll definitely share all the different ones that at least I know of, and I'm sure others would know as well in the group. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many and they come in so many different styles. Like some of them are
Yeah.
business lunches, some of them are like business teas, business events, some are clinical, some aren't, etc.
Yeah,
So definitely.
Yeah, and what we can do, Nala, is I think it'll be great if we organize a session online for that, and maybe we can invite 2 or 3 of the representatives of those communities to actually tell us a little bit more about, like what's the profiling of the people that are attending, and maybe like how to get the most out of it.
Yeah,
So
also works.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah, but yeah, like Nala said, there's like smaller one, bigger one. So it will depend again, like that's what we'll talk again tonight. Like how comfortable are you with networking? Like do you want to go to a room like full of like 100 people, or you prefer the intimate niche events?
yeah, those
Um,
work really well. In the intimate ones, you have a more of a chance of connecting with pretty much everyone. In the bigger
Yeah.
one, you have to go to the
yeah,
stage, say something. But it works out. It works. Both of them work.
yes.
Yeah, the intimate
I'm
one.
thinking for
Yeah, and as well.
that might be valid for a few of the members attending tonight, but I know we've spoken about them before briefly, but they keep coming up in the conversations I have. It's Female Fusion.
Yep.
So it's a paid membership, but it's basically women in business, and therefore you have a lot of women for sure who are looking after themselves in this community. They have online webinars and they have actual face-to-face events as well. So
Yep, there's female fusion, women who thrive.
Yeah,
There's so
yeah.
many, and especially for females, I know that, you know what, a lot of the
Fusion,
West
that's
looks
the
at
name
this
of the
region
club.
and says that women aren't, as empowered here, but I feel like there's so many different groups here as compared to places in Europe. So I feel like we're actually winning. So there's so many different groups like it.
Yeah, yeah. So is female fusion one of them?
Female fusion is
yes,
one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I just dropped it in the chat group,
All right.
so you can just have a look on their website. Again, it's a paid membership. It's similar to what we do, but I think you can always drop off at pop in at one of the event and see how it's like and maybe sign up afterwards.
Yeah.
Um, Dr. Aisha, for you as well, I would probably recommend the British Chamber of Commerce. I can't remember if that's their exact name,
Okay.
but basically, it's all the British people are in there. Like I think like
Yeah.
60 to 80% of British people who are at least like in business are in there, and they have a lot of events and networking opportunities as well.
British commerce.
Yeah.
I will
Yep,
drop it
I
in
would
there.
I would also make a very tiny suggestion, Dr. Aisha, as well. There is a huge British doctors group in Dubai. So if you meet any British doctor that you come around, just maybe ask them if they're a part of that group, because you can only get added by other doctors. So that would be a great advantage as well.
Which one?
It's just a British group of doctors. I think there's like 200 doctors on the group.
Okay.
But I don't know the
British
name.
doctors in Dubai. Yeah.
British doctors in Dubai.
I believe so, yeah. Just ask any other British doctors that you know, and one of them
Yeah,
is
yeah,
going
yeah.
to be a part of it.
All right. Okay, sure. That's fine. And then was
Can you see my messages in the group, guys? In the chat?
I can't.
Yeah, you can't?
No.
uh,
Oh, on
I
Yes,
just,
we
Zoom?
can we can see it. We can see
oh
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's on the
Oh,
great.
bottom.
Thank you, because last time you couldn't see it. Yes.
okay.
Dr. Shiva or Dr. Safari, do you have one for Iranian doctors in Dubai? A WhatsApp group?
Have no idea even if there is.
Maybe you should start one.
I don't market for
Yeah.
Iranians much, honestly.
Mm.
The reason being because for them, see, if they book tickets and go and do the procedure in Iran and come back, it still is cheaper than here. So, I never do any marketing in person I've done very few ones, and I'm not much.
Yeah, but I mean for doctors. So now we are talking about a doctor's WhatsApp group.
I have
So
no
the
idea
one,
if
for
it is.
example, there's one for Spanish doctors. The French doctors group in Dubai is very active.
I
There's
have no
British.
idea if there is one. I don't think so. I don't
No.
know.
Okay.
I've just looked it up and I can't really find one, but yeah, for Iranians, I don't think I've heard of one. Maybe you should start one, Dr. Shiva.
Yeah.
I have to contemplate.
I know.
Here's an idea for you. I mean, those WhatsApp groups are great. If there's a WhatsApp group with all the British doctors, that's a great networking opportunity, you know, and it's very active and they ask each other for referrals. For example, I know there isn't one that unites all the aesthetic doctors, but I know there is a very active group of all the UAE plastic surgeons. And this is actually under the official umbrella of the Plastic Surgery Society. But I'm in it and I can see they're always asking, like, you know, who can do like ear surgery? Like, this is not my specialty. Like, I have this patient with this complication. Do you know who I can refer to? So it's literally the epitome of networking and cross referrals opportunities.
How do we join such groups then? If it's a WhatsApp group, where do we find these groups? Because not
For
many
the
people in
British,
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
for the British doctors one, because it's an informal one and it was just started by some doctor in like 2008 or something, apparently, is how the legend goes. So because it was like a randomly started one, basically you can't really join it in a formal way. You just have to know somebody in the group and then they would have to message the admin to add you then.
Okay. So is this the WhatsApp group you mentioned? Or is
That's
that
the one
like
I was
Yes, that's what
mentioning,
the
not the
WhatsApp group.
plastic surgeons. Yeah. Not the
Okay.
plastic surgeons one. The one it's like a huge group of British doctors of all practices. Orthopedics,
Yeah, it's
orthopedics, family
multi-specialty.
medicine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Dr. Aisha, you can drop me a WhatsApp message after the call. I know a few doctors who are in this group, and I'll ask them to add you.
Sure. All right.
But
Okay.
yeah, so for the other members on this call to try either by nationality, you know, whatever your nationality is, maybe there is a WhatsApp group for doctors or practitioners of your nationality in Dubai, or by specialty. You know, there might be again like the UAE dentist WhatsApp group, or there might be the UAE dermatologist WhatsApp groups. I don't know, Dr. Mayur, if there is one. I know that for dermatology, it's a bit like aesthetic medicine. It's not as unified, you know, as let's say plastic surgeons, but yeah, it's a great avenue because it's multi-specialty.
Yes, we have a dermat group for Indian dermatologists, but frankly, I don't know. We are very well connected, but in terms of referral, how much it works, I really wouldn't know. I really haven't had much referrals from there as such, but yeah, I'm a part of many groups.
Yeah, I think there's a bigger group, you know, with multi-specialty doctors in Dubai that are willing to cross-refer and advise each other, you know.
Right.
But yeah, let's keep it in mind and do a little bit of research on your side as well, because like we said, we know that there's quite a few active ones, like Spanish doctors is an idea, British doctors, plastic surgeons. For dentists, we can, I will inquire actually Dr. May and Dr. Aisha, because I know a few active dental suppliers, even they might be able to advise me.
I actually joined one group for dentists, Egyptian dentists in the Gulf area.
Perfect.
But I don't know how to make it useful because
Well, we'll find out tonight.
it includes Saudi, Kuwait, it includes everywhere. So I mean, I just joined when I was in the conference recently in ADEC. So yeah, that's the only one.
That's
And
a
what kind
really
of conversations are going on there?
Ramadan Kareem. That's all.
Yeah.
So that's all that's happening on that group. And I have no idea. I mean, is it a good idea to be on a group of dentists and they will find me competition, or is it a good idea to be on a group of doctors and then I find me as an opportunity and find them as an opportunity? I don't know.
Both
Maybe I'm a
actually.
pediatric dentist. I might be
Exactly.
a good opportunity for everybody because
Yeah.
nobody wants to treat kids.
Exactly.
But yeah,
Tonight,
but
let's
let's see.
we're gonna practice this in the breakout room. So Nala, maybe if you're with Dr. May's group, then I think you can practice this of like, how can you break the ice in that WhatsApp group, which clearly is a little boring, but still has valuable contacts. And how do you introduce yourself in a warm way to say that, hey, like this is what I do, like what do you guys do? And I'm subspecialized in pediatrics. Maybe some of you have um, some young patients that I'd love to help because I cover this and that. This is just a
Yeah.
broad idea, but yeah, we'll work on the pitch.
Yeah. And then also Dr. May brought up a really good point, the fact that she joined this group at a conference. So I know right now we're talking about areas to network, but it's actually a combination of all things that ends up happening. Like it's really hard to niche yourself and only focus on LinkedIn or only focus on conferences because I feel like in my experience, you won't really go anywhere. I feel like you need to do a combination of things and see then what works out for you the best and then focus a little bit more on that.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, there's so many avenues, events, WhatsApps.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it's an example. If it is networking with doctors, this is not the example of networking with patients at events of patients or people generally. So this is a recap for those who were not on the session last week, but we had a bit of a brainstorm that if you're a dentist or an aesthetic doctor, who might you want to network with? So you need to have, again, your goals very clear. Who is the prime specialty that tends to refer patients to you? If anybody has ever referred to you, who is it? And then let's capitalize on that. So dentists, they can network. Dr. May and Aisha, feel free to jump in, but with ENT doctors, you tried this out on LinkedIn. But again, maybe there's an ENT conference that might be worth going to, or maybe there's an ENT WhatsApp group that might be worth getting into, right? Maybe there's an ENT community organization that is worth getting into. Same for pediatricians, right? Maybe they have young patients that need to be referred to the dentist. Aesthetic doctors, they treat the whole face, but they don't treat the teeth and the smile. Following me? Any other suggestions for this? So aesthetic doctors, we talked a lot about cross referrals with OB-GYNs because of hormonal related skin problems, or endocrinologists if it's very hormonally driven, or even cosmetic dentists. So the other way around, right? So you see here how there's a pattern. So the dentist can reach out to aesthetic doctors and aesthetic doctors can reach out to dentists. They might suggest their patient. I think Dr. Shiva or the other aesthetic doctors here are the experts, but sometimes you're treating the lower face, but treating the smile and the teeth and the alignment will also make much greater results to your.
I think we need to add functional medicine doctors also to the list for us.
Yeah, functional medicine, absolutely.
I would like to add plastic surgeons as well, because many plastic surgeons don't do aesthetics. And I mean, we can refer to plastic surgeons as well, so it can be a symbiotic relationship.
Great,
No,
yeah, absolutely.
very true. And then also, I think, sorry,
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so just maybe like to focus on one, like I would say maximum 3 specialty groups for now, right? Because we can't be good at everything, we have to be niche and we have to focus our efforts and our energy. These are time consuming efforts and initiatives. So pick, the one or top 1 or 2 specialist groups that you think you're most likely to get return from initially. And when that works, you start reaching out to another group.
1,000%. I think you do this in terms of, let's say, something like LinkedIn or something where you're directly seeking. If in case you were in a conference of let's say general doctors or just general people. I think what really works is an open conversation. Even if I am a dentist and I'm even a general dentist and I meet another general dentist, I think it's always worth having a conversation about, the types of patients you see, what you tend to specialize in, what they tend to specialize in. I used to work with two dentists who were both cosmetic dentists. One was really focused on TMJ, I want to say. TMJ pain, which is the pain here in the jaw. And that's essentially that's almost the only thing she does, but she's so popular in the region that she gets so many patients who want veneers and who want all of these other things. So she used to refer out to dentists all the time that she just kind of knew in the city. And trusted. So I think it's always worth having a conversation, even if it's the same specialty, even if you think it's a specialty not really related to you. It's always worth having that conversation. If, of course, you are reaching out on LinkedIn or something that's completely direct, it definitely makes sense to niche your streams out.
100%.
Yeah, and then we've got the last one, which is all doctors.
Yeah, so any doctors, it doesn't matter what your specialty is, it's always worth networking with clinic managers, clinic owners, and HR managers.
Yeah.
Why? Because of career opportunities, but also because of referral opportunities, right? So I know that the very good clinic managers, they're always on the lookout as well for other clinics that offer complementary services, of course, not competitive, but complementary, where they can actually generate some referrals from. One of the examples is we've featured quite a few times Miss Natasha, who's a clinic manager at Dr. Helena Taylor's, and they offer Ops and Gynae services, right? So they want to network and get referrals from the IVF clinics. So this particular clinic manager, her name is Natasha, she's always networking with other clinic managers, from the IVF clinics, for example. So as a doctor, you can do the same exercise as well, of course.
Nice.
So Nala, do you mind if we just jump to the pitch part? Because I want to
Yep.
make sure we get stuck into that. Yeah, next.
Yep, sorry.
Okay.
It's done.
Do you want to jump in? So now we want to make it, we want to focus about your pitch. So we're going to make this a real exercise for you guys. I know some of you already have a pitch that you're very comfortable with, it comes naturally to you. If you have one, but you're not very comfortable saying it out loud, this is your opportunity to do it. So we're going to guide you. First step of this exercise is we're going to help you to write a 1-minute pitch. So write it on paper or have it ready in your head. And then we're going to give you the guidance of what a pitch should include. What do we mean by a pitch? It's an introduction about yourself that is concise, straight to the point, and triggers curiosity and has something in it for the person who hears you. You don't want to make it too long, because if you make it more than 1 minute or even more than that, you lose the person in front of you. So it has to be short, but interesting. So we're going to work on this. Nala, would you like to lead this?
Yep. Let me just open my 1-minute stopwatch. Okay.
You want to give the example of what it should include, your name, your specialty?
100%. Yeah. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so let me just quickly get back to sharing this.
So you'll think about your pitch, you can write it, and then we're going to do a breakout. So we'll split you into 2 groups. Nala will take 1 group, I'll take 1 group, and then we'll practice with each other.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so your pitch is going to, of course, start with who you are, okay, what you do. So who you are is obviously your name, maybe where you're from, maybe a small fun fact about you, and then what you do, which is, of course, what you do for work, and then the value or specific expertise you offer. Okay, what makes you different in doing what you do is what that means. And then what you're seeking, what you're after, not in a blunt way, like I want patience, but in a way that's what can be mutually beneficial for me and you. So I can actually start with a small example, maybe, Sarvan. I'll do it.
Yeah, and there's one on the previous slide as well of a doctor actually
Oh,
on the
okay.
LinkedIn section. Yeah.
Oh,
And then you can do your one, Nala, and give it as an example.
that's just the one. Okay. Well, we can read this one. Hello, I
I
am
think no, there's one in the next slide. I apologize for that.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll just quickly read it out. Hi, I'm Dr. Nala, a board certified dermatologist with over 10 years of experience specializing in skin health, particularly for women. I focus on conditions like acne, eczema, and rosacea, as well as cosmetic treatments such as Botox and skin rejuvenation. Many of my patients, especially those going through hormonal changes, experience skin issues that overlap with gynecological care. I am looking to collaborate with gynecologists like yourself to offer comprehensive care for women dealing with both skin and hormonal health challenges. I'd love to connect and explore how we can work together to enhance patient outcomes. We can meet at your convenience, etc. Yeah, so that's a really, really good example, I'd say. It's a bit long for my
Yeah, it's a little long. So I think, yeah, this is the written format of your pitch. Then we're gonna work on the verbal format of your pitch, which should be basically a condensed version of that. So I wanted you to start with the written format because it's easier. At least, you write everything that you want to say about yourself, and then you have like a written text that's always ready to go if you connect with somebody on email after meeting them, for example. So you met somebody at a dinner or at a conference, then you have that text that's ready and you can always send that out by email or via LinkedIn. So Nala, maybe you can do yours as well and say it out loud. And then during this time, I'd like each of you to write yours. And we'll pick 2 or 3 people to hear it from you directly before we practice the face-to-face pitch.
100%. To actually build mine, I'm going to share my screen one more time and do something a little bit Gen Z and a little bit cheeky. I'm going to go to ChatGPT, my personal favorite, and I'm going to show you how you can actually build a written one, if Sarvan, you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, so my ChatGPT knows everything about me, I hope. And so I have a chat where basically ChatGPT knows everything about what I do and what it is that I'm good at. So what I will do is write me a similar pitch. All you do is select and so now I have mine. Should I read it out loud, Sarvan? Do you reckon?
Yeah, and which prompt did you ask ChatGPT and how can the doctors use it for
Yep.
themselves?
So write me a similar pitch to this one based on what you know about me. So ChatGPT has been helping me create my personal brand for a really long time. I think I've had this chat for maybe a year. So ChatGPT knows everything about what I do for doctors, what I consult in, etc. And all I did was, based on the information that you already know about me, please write me a pitch similar to this one. And I copy pasted the one that Servan had on our slides today. What you can do to feed it the same thing is I would suggest going to your LinkedIn if you don't know, and not that if you don't know about yourself, but let's say you're too lazy to write about yourself. What you can do is you can go to your about, and if you've got a decent about section on LinkedIn, you can actually copy paste that.
Do you think there's an option to maybe just even copy paste the URL of your LinkedIn and draw a bio from that?
I have tried, but ChatGPT cannot log in yet, so it cannot create its own LinkedIn account, therefore it cannot browse it. But that would be really cool. DeepSeek can. So here is my pitch.
Can Copilot do that? Log into LinkedIn? No?
No, I'm not aware that any what is it called? That any AI platforms are able to log in just yet. I'm pretty sure ChatGPT is the most advanced in this section, and even ChatGPT cannot do it just yet. Um, Now there has been a development that a lot of AI is able to browse the internet, which is really cool. That was only about 4 months ago that happened. But they're still unable to browse, let's say YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram.
I think the paid versions can.
This is the
There's-
paid version.
This is the paid version.
Yeah.
Right.
So for example,
Microsoft Copilot, it is doing something. My husband works for Microsoft. He was saying he does quite cool things with his Copilot.
You use Copilot? Anyone has experience on Copilot?
no.
I do.
See, I can't.
My husband occasionally uses Copilot, and information that he gets when he enters certain question to both chats can be quite opposite. So it's interesting to use both,
Yeah.
and then find the truth in the middle, or I don't know where. But the what is very interesting thing is what we find with the ChatGPT is that it can never admit it does not know, and it's not right. So it's very tricky, and be aware of it. You will get information, but does not necessarily mean they are true.
Mm.
Because it cannot admit that it's wrong.
Mhm.
It can get annoyed by you if you're questioning it, but it will never admit that it does not know or unsure.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, because there is a disclaimer in Copilot which tells you that don't rely on this information. Yeah.
So does ChatGPT. ChatGPT says at the bottom, ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info.
Mm.
So going back to my pitch. So my pitch would be, hi, I'm Nala, a medical marketing consultant with a global perspective and a passion for helping VIP clinics grow through strategic marketing, patient acquisition, and brand positioning. From Libya to Dubai to the Netherlands, my journey has been shaped by adaptability, bold communication, and a drive to create real impact. With a background in economics and rhetoric, I combine data-driven insights with powerful messaging to help clinics stand out in a crowded market. So I don't want to go too much into the AI discussion, but I would definitely say make this sound a lot more human and summarize in max 200 or actually 150 words is probably what I would say. And then I would simplify this a little bit more. So
Once we're doing this, start writing your pitch so that we have time to practice as well. So who you are, what you do, why you'd like to collaborate.
yeah. So my shorter version would be, hi, I'm Nala, medical marketing consultant, strategist, and problem solver from Libya to Dubai to the Netherlands. My journey has been shaped by adaptability, bold communication, and making an impact. With a background in economics and rhetoric, I mix data with storytelling to help clinics grow, not just visibly, but in patient trust and engagement. As a head of marketing in X Clinic, I specialize in patient acquisition, SEO, community, messaging, and branding. If your clinic struggles with the same, let's connect. So that would be my pitch.
Okay, so who has prepared a pitch or would like to just see how it sounds?
I don't have a written one. Usually I just say,
Okay.
I mean, when you want to communicate, for me, like, for example, on LinkedIn, I just send voice notes usually. I don't even write because, I mean, I don't want to sound salesy. And for me, connecting with doctors especially, it's not like I always have a specific goal that I want to achieve. For me, it's just a positive point to know as many doctors because you never know what your patients might require, or sometimes yourself or your family members. So for me, like how I do it on LinkedIn, I just send a voice note. I said, hi, I'm Dr. Shiva. I'm an aesthetic doctor. I've been in Dubai since 6-7 years. I do different procedures. I think, your specialty and mine, we have overlaps in terms of patient interest. Let me know if you ever in Sukaim or Jumeirah, just pass by my office, let's have a coffee and talk. And that's it. I don't say like I'm looking for you to refer to me patients. I feel like it's, it's a bit too much. And it's like, so I just tell them, pass by my office, let's have a coffee, let's just chat, and that's all.
I love the ending, which is if you're in Jumeirah and you pass by my clinic, please drop by. Like, this is a really nice way to close the conversation.
Yeah, I agree with Dr. Shiva though, in the sense that definitely on the first contact, don't say let's refer patients to each other, because on one hand they don't know who you are and how good you are, and on the other hand you also don't know how good they are. What if they're gonna chase your patients away? It's not a great idea to start that way. So definitely, yeah, a coffee would be a good one, or maybe let me know when you have 5 minutes to jump on a call. That could also be a good one.
Yeah.
Connect there and then digitally with each other, because
Yeah.
then you can check each other's website or Instagram or their social media, and then that normally tells you how good they are, because they will have some reviews on, they will have the number. I think for me, how the years of experience is very important for me. Yeah, because anybody can say anything and you can put whatever you want on Instagram, but it's what your patient will think about you that give me the comfort, that if I'm referring to someone who is going to look after my patients, because because it will become my responsibility. When I refer someone, it's my responsibility. My patient will come back to me and say, who did you refer? All they're going to trust what I've said, but then I will have this sense of responsibility working in the background that I need to do my due diligence before referring. Then once I've got, then the referral pathway is really easy, because like you said previously, there will be, if I'm referring to an aesthetic doctor, and we've done this networking, then maybe I have a few who've asked me for referrals, and then I will have to, for instance, if there are 5, then I will have to check 5 of them, see what they can offer to my patients, and then I will pick 1 or 2 out of them to make my life simple then. Because
Absolutely.
personally, I don't have much experience myself, with having aesthetic work, so I don't know who's good and who isn't. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Dr. Aisha. Can we hear from Mariam, who's been practicing her pitch, I believe, with Nala? So I'd like Mariam to maybe introduce herself the way she would if she was to connect with a clinic or a doctor in less than a minute.
Well, hi everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Through LinkedIn, my pitch is hello, Dr. Ahmed. In this case, I'm Mariam, founder of Companion. I help patients manage anxiety and fear in medical settings, ensuring a calmer experience. If you're interested, I'll be happy to send a one-pager document about my services. Looking forward to connecting.
Nice.
And can you try to practice this one, Mariam, if you were to bump into somebody at an event? So without reading it and the verbal version.
Can I also add a small thing to that task? Can you maybe pitch it to one of our docs here? So maybe can you pitch it to Dr. Shiva as if you are speaking to her in a formal meeting? Sorry, Dr. Shiva, to put you on the spot. But feel free to ask follow-up questions as well. You don't need to be a meeting, but you can ask good questions.
Hi, Dr. Shiva. I'm Mariam. I work with patients and healthcare professionals to bridge the gap between medical treatments and emotional well-being. I have nearly 30 years experience in healthcare. I've seen how fear and anxiety can make medical procedures more stressful than they need to be. For patients, I offer personalized coaching to help them feel calm and in control before treatments. For clinics and hospitals, I provide training on how to better support anxious patients, leading to smoother procedures and improved patient care.
Amazing. Let's share numbers. Maybe we can collaborate with each other soon.
Yeah.
It was a successful networking.
Like that.
Nice.
So we have like
You
like
asked if she has experience with the patients who are afraid of the needle and they want to do the fillers.
Sorry?
I would ask you, do you have experience with the patients who are afraid of a needle, but they still want to do some fillers or Botox?
Well, I've been working as an anesthesia assistant for 30 years. So it was my job to give IVs. I definitely have experience with patients who has fear for needles. And since I've done also NLP coaching and I know how to change the mindset, it's going to take me about an hour to change the mindset so they can go for the injections.
I
Nice.
love this, the fact that you're projecting and putting a number on how long it takes you to get the results.
Yeah, she made me quiet when she said an hour, and I was like, whoa, what do you do? So
Yeah.
that caught my attention, absolutely. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
It's
Great
not
one.
it's not a thing that you can do. Come, I'm going to hold your hand. It's going to be fine. I mean, you can do it if you want, but it's going to take about an hour before you change their mindset and just explanation what fear is and how they can overcome it. It's just a switch.
Thank
Just
you.
know how to do
So
it.
you see, in terms of the networking, what I like with this little exercise just now is how can you take your pitch and then customize it on the spot to the person who's in front of you? Because the person in front of you always wants to know what's in it for them, right? So we had this perfect example that you had your pitch, you gave it to Dr. Shiva, and Dr. Mihala went like, I do aesthetics. How can you fix my patient's problem? So that's great. So always being able to customize it. So when you give your pitch, you can always say like, this is what I do. And what do you do? What do you do, doctor? And then Dr. Mihala will say, well, I'm an injector. Ah, I see. I can help with the fear of needles. Okay.
This is also something that I would like to add, if you want. So, when I have a lot of experience in networking, I'm always out and about. These networking places, they're usually really crowded and you need to focus on every sentence. So for me, I won't go for like a long pitch, like sentence by sentence. I look at my recipient's reaction, like, are they with me? Are they listening? Are they interested? If I see they're interested, okay, I'll continue further. But if I feel like, no, they have no idea about what is this field, I rather just keep it short and simple, And also, most of the times, like when I give like away one sentence of information about what I do, I ask them as and they're very different than mine. So kind of to make it like more interactive rather than just go for a piece that's like 1 minute long. 1 minute long for someone like me was 80 the first 10 seconds, So it has to be like more give and take maybe.
Yeah, I 100%
Yes.
agree.
Yeah, it's really nice to have something ready that you know what to say, like in case somebody just puts you on the spot, but you need to be adaptable. So you need to be ready to cut this short. And you really need to gauge the attention. Like people lose your attention span after 10 seconds. Absolutely.
1000%. And I think one of my favorite tricks in these, especially the busier networking spots, like I went to the Sharjah Innovation and Conference, and it was like a melting pot of people. It was so many people and so many cool opportunities, to kind of take. And my punchline on those 2 days was, wow, you have really nice energy. I want to talk to you. And that's how you get somebody to immediately, oh, wait, what is it about me? Wait, why did you choose me? You put yourself in that position of like a higher power of I chose you, and then you immediately get the attention of that person. So I found that to be really powerful. And it doesn't just have to be that line, but it can be any compliment that positions you in that position of leading the conversation that I think, especially in those specific, really, really tight spots that Dr. Shiva was mentioning, where there's a lot of people and it's hard to get their attention.
Yeah. Yeah, or just like jumping
Now
back
I
on.
having a lot of experience with the doctors because doctors would definitely become soft on this one. Not necessary everyone, but that profile of the people, absolutely yes.
100%, yeah.
So does anybody have any good icebreakers for conferences? That's one of our slides coming up, but it can be a little hard when you go to an event or a conference. Let's say you don't know anyone in the room. It's coffee break time, you're like here to network. Everybody's like stuck in their cake or fruit bowl. Like, how do you walk up to someone and what can you say to them? We have some suggestions, but what comes to your mind?
I normally say, oh, how are you finding it? The conference or whatever it is. How are you finding the event? Oh, yeah, I really enjoyed that. The first speaker was really great, or it wasn't great, something like that. Or if it's early in the morning, then said, oh, did you come from far? Or are you pretty local? Just to break the ice a little bit.
Is it your first time here? Have you been to these events before? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my icebreakers.
Yeah. Yeah, a compliment is always a good one. Hi, doctor, etc. I love your dress. Yeah.
This always just gets the attention. It's like, I love your energy, I love your dress. Or let's say there was a Q&A session in the conference and Dr. Mihaela asked a question. She always asked great questions. So, you could go up to her at the coffee break and you could say, hey, I love what you mentioned about this. Like,
Yep.
this gives also instant validation. It shows that you remembered what this person said and it triggers the interest of that person that you're going to talk to. Okay. I'd like to go back to a little bit more practice, yes, of networking. So maybe if we can remove the slides.
Yep.
I'd like to hear from Dr. May, if you don't mind. And I'd like Dr. May to give us her little introduction. And I'd like her to give it to Dr. Safari, who's our new member, and she's an aesthetic doctor, but you're not supposed to know that she's an aesthetic doctor. So you're at the Invictamed conference and it's about marketing, and you just happen to be next to Dr. Safari at the coffee machine.
Okay, all right.
So you have to use an icebreaker and then you have to introduce yourself.
Okay. Right. Hi, is this your first time here?
Yeah, it's my first time. How about you?
Yeah, my first time. How'd you like it so far?
I like it. I enjoyed the last lecture a lot. What did you think about it?
Well, as a pediatric dentist myself, I'm loving it. Let me tell you, so I'm a pediatric dentist. I qualified in Egypt and I have more than 20 years experience, but I still find such lectures very important and very useful in my career. I love how kids really enjoy sweets and candies and all, but they have to know about their oral health as well. So it's in every part of our life, how to show them how to take care of their teeth, how to take care of their airway and their breathing and their habits that can all affect their bite and their jaws development and so on. So yeah, I'm always referring to some of my patients to ENT specialists, to doctors, pediatricians. So it's a very nice place to be here to network. How about yourself? What do you do?
Well, it's interesting because we do very different things. I'm actually an aesthetic doctor, so I mostly specialize in injectables and lasers for skin health purposes.
Wow, how long have you been working in Dubai?
I've been doing aesthetics for more than 5 years now. So it's interesting to hear from you because I don't deal with pediatric patients. So I think it's a whole different world for you. Yes.
So I'll definitely be telling moms about you if they look like they need help with their aesthetics.
Yeah, of course. And the moms that I treat, well, their children probably need some dentist at some point. Everybody does.
Yeah. The other day I had a mom who I haven't seen for 6 months because I see the children every 6 months, and the mom looked fantastic. So when I asked her what was your secret, she said Botox.
Love that. A bit of storytelling into it as well.
Nice.
So that's amazing pitch. Well done.
Nice. That was
Thank you.
really good. The only thing I would do is to make sure
Mm.
if you really like that person, is to make sure that they're gonna come back. So set a date. When are you free next time? I love this conversation. You seem like a really cool person. You wanna grab a coffee next week or when is your next time? Are you attending an event? I'd love to see you there, or I'm going to this next time. Love to see you there. To kind of start building that relationship. And then another thing, I know this was like a quick pitch, but I would definitely also exchange maybe LinkedIn's or numbers. Are you part of any interesting groups? And that would be a cool way to enter another group and possibly find other cool people as well through that one person. So that's
Yeah,
the only thing I would add.
yeah. This is coming up as one of our tips as a wrap up. But yeah, like always close the loop and the conversation, and don't walk away empty-handed. Like you challenge yourself to walk up to somebody and talk to somebody, which is not always easy at first. So take the contact. You never know, and we're gonna tell you what to do with the contact. So yeah, always close the loop, as Nala said. For example, hey, let's connect. So. Maybe go back to the previous slide, Nala. So yeah, how to make your networking effective. So you need to follow up after a few days. If you think that this person could be relevant for you, whether it's a patient or a doctor, so drop an email, drop a WhatsApp, a LinkedIn message, and then keep an Excel spreadsheet of all your contacts. If you collected a business card, then you might have a little box where you put all the business cards. But even if you have business cards, I would say like get into the habit once a week, once a month, whatever it is, to type up those contacts on a Excel spreadsheet. And especially sometimes people will just give you their number and that will go straight into your phone. How do you then later on find them? I know it's tedious and it's admin heavy, but trust me, it will pay off. You just make like a simple spreadsheet and then you have a column that says type of contact. And it could be potential patient, dentist, clinic owner. And then, you can really have a quick overview of all those people that you meet. And then it could be a column which is where I met this person. So Invictamed conference or LinkedIn, because then like one day will come and you'll be like, oh, who was that person? Or you want to maybe invite a bunch of people to an event you're organizing, so that would be super handy.
Can I just add something? In WhatsApp Business, you can put a label,
Yes.
which I really find interesting, and then you can filter when you want to.
Yeah.
For instance, they were all potential like doctors, or you can even customize the label, like call it Invicta Med Conference
Nice.
label.
Yeah, labels are really helpful. Absolutely.
Quite good. I use that, which is really otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, I use them a lot as well. So we have labels for members, then we have labels for potential members, then we have labels for masterclass attendees, and then we just can find all those contacts really easily. Absolutely. And then another tip is just simple things, but just it makes it easier, when you exchange the number. Nana, for the next slide, please.
Sorry, yeah.
So like sharing your WhatsApp number, like, there's this nice feature, I'm sure you use it already, maybe some of you, but you just pull up your QR code from WhatsApp, and then that person can just scan the QR code, and then all your details go directly into their phone, rather than just manually giving the mobile. Yeah.
I know that some people would highly disagree with me, but I think that cards are a little bit old school now, and I think everybody loses them and they're just a mess. You have to type it in, you have to type in the number and somebody's name. It takes so much work. So I would definitely start staying away from business cards. I would definitely go this for the one that Servan just shared just now.
Yeah. Or there's another option, which is the e-business card. So I don't know what they call, but if you Google, there's so many like you can have like a digital business card on your phone. And yeah, you just put it up and they'll be able to see your email address, your WhatsApp number. This is just for WhatsApp, obviously, but you can do like a digital business card and it's just so much nicer. And then, yes, don't forget, I think on the next slide, we have as well the tips, as Nala mentioned. Yes, so always, oh no, I think it was on one of the previous slides, but always mention, be sure that you're closing the conversations with the opportunity to, yeah, exactly. So bring the business card with you or create an e-business card, exchange WhatsApp numbers via the QR code or exchange LinkedIn accounts. So, like, let's connect instantly, like same on Instagram. you know. So you can have your QR code of your Instagram ready without fiddling, QR code of your WhatsApp ready, and then your LinkedIn account immediately ready to share.
What I found is with the business card, as Nala was saying before, yeah, it is obsolete, but sometimes it's the easiest way to connect with someone. For instance, I live in an apartment block in Dubai, and then when I go in the lift and I can see some potential people who would be interested, it's very difficult to, in that short journey, you know, start to say, oh, I'm done dentist, blah, blah, blah. I'll just say, oh, it was, you know, you live here, blah, blah, blah. This is my card, just in case. And on my card, I've got my QR codes for WhatsApp, etc. So they can, you know, because otherwise in the lift, it would be difficult for me to, I feel uncomfortable saying, oh, let's just exchange numbers. And, you know,
Yeah,
because
true.
them my card and then they've got the QR code on it when they go home.
Yeah.
Hopefully. So
Yeah,
that,
same. I like to have both options. I always have a few business cards in my bag. Like I put some in different handbags. I put some in my purse where I keep my cards. I put some in the back of my phone here because, you know, otherwise you never have them. Trust me. Like it's one of those things, like the day you go to an event, you don't have a business card. So just like get a batch printed and spread them out everywhere. That's my advice.
out and say, you know, yeah, go to the restaurant and then as you're moving out, the manager is just saying, all right, thank you for you. All right, okay, you go. Thank you. Lovely meeting you too. Here's my card. Yeah.
You would be shocked, even, sorry, just a super quick example here, because you mentioned restaurants and something shocking happened in my career. There was this British Iraqi doctor who went to an Iraqi restaurant one time, and she got to know the owner of a random Iraqi restaurant in Dubai. And sorry, she was new to Dubai. She had been here for about maybe 2 months at this point, and she wasn't so busy. And this random Iraqi guy really liked her energy, and he was like, "You're really cool, like you're really awesome." And she was like, "Thank you so much." Gave him her business card. And then she came back again with a couple of brochures and she gave them to him and he started handing them out to so many people. And her clinic got so busy because of that one Iraqi guy in a restaurant. So it's really funny with networking. Like you can meet the most random people that you think are not going to add anything to your business. But as long as you go in authentically and with good energy and you're a nice person, so much can happen from it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because some people will just help you just because you've connected, and then they will say if they will just, okay, yeah, can I leave my card? Say, yeah. And then you don't know who's picking your card up and what's, you know, so as long as the card has got to stand out a little bit, you know. It shouldn't be just a little bit of here and there. It should have something on it. Yeah, like I think QR codes really stand out or something like, yeah, just make
Picture of you as well, by the way. Like I agree, the QR code, like why the business card like templates have not updated really in years, you know, like there's new things out there, but people are really shy to use it on business cards, you know. But yeah, like there's, for example, this lady that lectures in our masterclasses, Lucy Bradley, like her MasterCard, her card, her business card's got a big picture of her. You know, and it's catchy. Like, why not? You know, at the end, you put pictures of you all over Instagram, all over LinkedIn. Like, have a nice professional photo. People will remember you because otherwise, these business cards just go in the drawer.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah, because if you spoke to someone and then the card comes out and it's like 5 people are from the same industry, then you say, oh yeah, I remember this one because the picture is there. Yeah. Pictures, QR code is important. Yeah.
Great. Well, is there any other questions from anyone? We've got a little action list for you tomorrow as well. I think some suggestions, like, because it's always nice to act. I think it was on one of the previous slides, Nala, but yeah, maybe tomorrow, like just rewrite your pitch, have a couple of things ready, like just try it out. Like try it out when you go to the next conference. Like maybe if you're the type of person that would not easily speak to a stranger, like challenge yourself to speak to a stranger and see what you get out of it. You'll be really surprised. And like Nala said, I love that last piece of advice. It's just like actually you feel nice and you go with the smile and you're just open to it, you will really get something out of it.
So yeah, I've got one. Who is who in Invicta? Because I know, Servan, you are the main person who I've ever dealt with. But there's another lady we met, the one who's from London, I think. And then it's Nala. So how many? Yeah, because that is important for us to know who's who in Invicta Med. Like
Yeah.
Nala, I don't know, and I know Nala has got something to do with marketing, but I don't know. Do you just work for Invicta, or do you offer, what services do you offer? I'm not clear yet. So yeah, and I'm
Yeah,
not.
thank you for asking. So yeah, so basically like we have full-time staff like Tavga who works with us, and she's a
Yeah.
coordinator for the
The
various
coordinator.
clinics that we work with and the doctors. And then we have consultants. So because a lot of the work that we do, besides the events and the masterclasses, which are kind of like one-off, and then we invite speakers. So we have consultants like Nala for marketing, and then we have consultants for the front desk training and for sales and communication. And depending on the needs of the doctor or the clinic, then we work with these consultants. So, for example, Nala, we do some consulting, maybe Mayam can tell us. So what we do is we can work with you on an individual basis to create a strategy for you to brand yourself in the market, or if you're launching a business, like I think, oh, Mayam just left us. Oh no, she's here. And you were on the right side before, now you're on the left of my screen. So yeah, we can completely customize the advice that we have for you and create a strategy, isn't it, Mayam?
Well, yeah, for me, I came here 1 year ago and I had no idea how it worked here with healthcare and the market here. So that's when I met Saran and Invicta met, and they really, she and especially Nala, they actually they guide me through the whole process, and I gained so much knowledge and tips and tricks, and it really helped me with to start and get to know the market and the connection, of course. So I'm really happy I did it. So yeah, Nala is laughing, and Nala and marketing it's another level. She's great.
Oh,
She's really
thank
great.
you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Mariam, for that, and Servan. So to quickly kind of summarize who I am, Dr. Aisha. So I am a marketing and business consultant. I do a lot of branding work. I do some business consulting work for new and emerging businesses, especially. I've been in Dubai for about 13 years. So I know the market in and out. I've been working in and out of clinics for about 2 years now, and yeah, so I help some standalone doctors build their social media presence, personal brand, communication skills. I do a variety of things. In terms of what I do with Invicta, I would say I am about part-time, Servan, if I could be right. Yeah, so I'm as needed kind of the business and marketing consultant.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, hopefully that helps. And then what I do is I've been in Dubai, well, now 11 years, and I've always worked with doctors in terms of developing their skill sets in the clinical field. So my expertise actually was running medical training courses for doctors, whether they were, yeah, any field actually, wellness, anti-aging, aesthetics, organizing a lot of DHA accredited courses and conferences. I had the pleasure to work with Dr. Safari. We created but I happen to be a marketing graduate as well. So I graduated in UK from marketing. So I'm passionate about marketing, and I'm on the business side of the industry ultimately. So yeah, this is how Invicta came to life, kind of gathering all those interests and knowledge, from the challenges that we're facing here in the UAE healthcare sector that I saw from the years of working with doctors, and then sharing the business marketing knowledge. So always trying to find new experts like Nala. So we have different contributors, and that's us in a nutshell. So you just made us do a pitch at the end of the session. Which is great.
She tricked us into it.
Is there someone called Julie as well? Julie?
Yeah. So Julia, she also works with us as a consultant, and Julia is basically, she's actually on the another side of the industry, which is interesting. So yes, we gather people who are like at different layers and let's say, yeah, like aspects of the industry. So Julia is more with the industry in terms of the sponsors, the suppliers, and the distributors. So she has the connections with the commercial side of the industry, which is anybody who supplies a product or a service to the clinics. But obviously, a lot of them have also some knowledge or insights or value to share with the doctors of the community. So we kind of train to connect with clinic owners, doctors, practitioners, but also the actual industry suppliers and distributors. So we have different people going out there to connect with those different entities, which actually is what we advise you to do, right? So you need to connect with other doctors, you need to connect with potential patients, you need to connect with clinic owners. So there's always like a big ecosystem. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, now it's fair enough. It's nice to, because once you join something, the existing members probably know, but then when somebody new joins, it's nice to know who's who, you see. But otherwise, because I'm sure it's on the website, but these days we don't go on websites, so we're just mainly relying on this, and then it's not, we just get a bit lost.
No, absolutely. And this is a great reminder, actually, even to myself. You see, like we maybe assume that people know what we do, who we are, and what are the services that we offer. And for me personally, like I'm always, I'm not interested, or I don't want to pitch my services to somebody that's just joined the membership, right? But we do offer a lot of other services. So we can consult for you for your strategy, we can help you find a job, we can do so many things. But like it's my approach to just let people inquire, or for me to understand what they need, and then I provide it. But this is a great reminder, that you can't assume that your customers know what you do. And when you onboard a new patient, this is a great reminder as well, right? So maybe somebody comes to you, for, let's take the obvious example, injectables. And you might assume that they just know that you have all these laser machines sitting in another room, but that they're not a candidate for laser because they're coming for injectables. But it's kind of like reminding yourself to tell your clients, what else do you offer? Like, what do you do? Like, what's your story?
Yeah, exactly.
Because like you said, they don't go on the websites. So we spend all this time building the websites, learning how to build them, building the social media, learning how to build it. But it's only worth what it's worth. Like they find you, they come to you, and then they're not even going to check your profile again,
Exactly. Yeah, to see what updates there are. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody. I hope you got some tips. If there's still any burning questions for tonight about networking, then please drop them in the WhatsApp group, or right now we can answer them. And the next event is going to be next Tuesday, on Tuesday morning. This is actually going to be a real networking. So we're all going to be in a room, and we're going to have like more participants as well, because we're inviting doctors and clinic owners of different specialties, new people. And we're actually going to make it like a speed networking concept. So we really want you to meet people that you wouldn't have met otherwise, basically. So let's see what you find. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Helpful? Did you grab some tips, I hope?
Yes, of course. Well, fantastic.
Thank you so much. Okay, well, enjoy the evening, and don't forget to share some ideas on the WhatsApp group as well with everybody. And see you next Tuesday, I hope, in the morning.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening.
The event will be at 11:30 a.m. 11 a.m. next Tuesday because of Ramadan, so it's a little later than usual. And I'll share the location details in the group as well.
Great. Thank you so much, Servan. Thank you, Nala.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.